Good afternoon. It's about 6 p.m. evening, actually, on this 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I'm going to throw a little video out here, another little short flap video. Update on things, the last video I put up here. Well, we're back to square one again. Well, we were back to square one again. The Dell 5400 that we ordered, she used the computer and then the battery only lasted about an hour. And so I put it on charge, but the computer was very, very warm. I mean, much warmer than it should be. On the left side where the vent is, as you're looking at the laptop, very warm. So I put it on a chair upside down and charged it. Although it was on the cord anyways, it was on the charger anyways, but I put it upside down so that the vents were facing up, so it would be uncool. So we left it that way, and it was on charge all night. The light was out, the white light on the front. Unplugged it, turned it on, the screen came on with the date and time and the blue flower, whatever you call it, and it went right out. As soon as you try doing anything with it, it goes right out. Now, mind you, this is the next day, everything's cooled down. So, unfortunately, all the information is in there. We can't do a factory reset on it. Before we send it back, I brought it to our local Walmart store. I bought it at walmart.com yesterday. We just bought it in the store and they shipped it out. We should get our refund in a couple of weeks, I guess. That's what they said. We knew there was a problem with the battery because the battery only lasted about an hour this time, and she decided to plug it in. I had it all ready to go and plug it in. But it's not normal for a laptop to run hot. They're supposed to run warm. It's used on a little stand that keeps the laptop from sitting on your lap or clothing to block the vents. It's not a fan type of thing, but it is a plastic thing. It's the same as putting a laptop on a board or something. It does the same thing. So we know it's not an overheating problem that way. The battery maybe has a short in it, I don't know, but we couldn't do anything with it. That's the story of our lives. Unbelievable. So she had her SBC Global in there, but the password, we stay logged in for 2 weeks. Nothing we can do about it. We just have to hope when it's sent back, I guess it goes back to Texas or wherever it came from, Texas, where the refurbishment is done. Let's hope they don't get, they had a Zoom in there. And no banking information, thank goodness for that. It's just their SBC Global email is in there. Nothing we can do, nothing. And we try to change the password in our main computer, big time screw up, so we're not touching it, leave it alone. So, we're back to square one. All day today, both of us were looking. Before that, I went to Best Buy. It was recommended by a friend of mine to do Best Buy. I totally gave up on Best Buy. I was on the phone with them. They have nothing over there. I questioned them. They have nothing for 16 gigs of RAM. They have 8 gigs, And I said, well, what would it cost to have RAM put in on whatever one we get, open box? We get $60 to put the RAM in plus the cost of the RAM. So there you are, $100 at least. Well, we looked on BestBuy.com, and 9 out of 10 computers we see, even though we type in Windows 11, 64 gigs of RAM, laptop, half of them or 3/4 of them are Chromebooks. Those damn Chromebooks, they keep coming up even though I didn't specify that. The same with Walmart.com. So we're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling over and over and over. And so my wife found we gave up trying to get a newer laptop. As I said before, and I'm not going to create hard feelings with anyone, you cannot get a computer that's less than 4 years old without paying 2 to 3 times the price, like $500-600 on up. We come pretty close to just getting a big tablet and say to hell with it. You know, get the latest tablet out there and call it good, you know. Except you can't put your AT&T, Yahoo, SBC Global email in a Android tablet. You can't, it can't be done. We tried it. Okay. So, my wife says, let's go with Windows 10. You know. So, we found a Windows 10, which I'm going to show you on there. Now, Windows 10 support does not end until October of 2025. Not this year, next year. We all could be dead before then, at the rate things are going with us. My results are back from the prostate. I don't even want to look at it. I didn't dare get on the computer for that. I'll find out when I go to the 11th. The doctor will tell me then. I don't even want to know. Okay. So anyways, it's got 64 gigs of RAM. So we don't want to try another Dell Latitude of any kind because I think they're well used. This Dell, Lavendo, you'll see the screenshot. If I think of it, I'll put it up on the video somewhere along the line here. My wife likes Windows 10 better, although she's starting to get used to Windows 11. My feeling, and it's only my feeling and my opinions, so I don't want anybody to get ruffled feathers here, but I think, my guess is, Windows 11 is a strain for a computer that was designed for Windows 10, like these 4-year-old computers. That's probably why they're running hot. They were designed for Windows 10. So I personally think it would be better running on Windows 10. It claims a long battery life, although I looked it up on the reviews and it doesn't really say a long battery life. I think it has something like a 45 amp hour battery. I don't know. I don't care. I'm at a point. We both are at a point where there's hell with it. We went with it. And you'll see it. I have it all written out on a piece of paper and I took a snapshot of it and I'll put it on the computer on this video. So I was all gung-ho. It seems like there's 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. That's just the way it goes with us. So she's got to go through the whole shameel again of getting the SBC Global back into the newer computer now again when she gets it. She's already ordered it, so they will get the credit on the other one when it comes in. So she's got to get on the desktop, and it's hard for her with those wounds that she has to sit in that chair. She can't do it very long, and she's got long enough to do the banking. So she do the banking on the Windows 10 desktop, which is what we got, and we'll worry about Windows 11 when the end of support is, and like I say, who knows? We all could be dead by then. So, I tried everything. I even took the power supply that was on that Dell 5400. It was a 19.5 volt power supply. I brought it in the shop yesterday and measured the output. It's exactly 19.6 volts DC. It's supposed to be 19.5, so it's unloaded. So I'm sure the power supply is fine. Something went crazy in the laptop. And I've been told by a friend of mine that, yes, you buy an older laptop, you're going to get that. So the way I look at it, let's get an operating system that's less of a strain on an older computer. Because Windows 11 requires more horsepower in the computer. It's got the i5 processor and a bunch of numbers after it means nothing to me, as I said. Like I say, 64 gigs of RAM, so we don't have to worry about that. 512 gigabyte solid state hard drive, and it says like new, refurbished, like new condition, long battery life. That's what it says on the Walmart.com webpage. So anyways, that's where we're at now. It's a real struggle. She's got the eyes to see this stuff. I don't. So, it's getting hot in this shop here. Go put the AC on a little bit here. It works, as old as it is. We got 119 volts in the house here. Thank goodness that power company's supplying us a decent line voltage. I think I jinxed myself by saying everything's okay. You know, when you buy a refurbished or even a reboxed we gave up on. Their prices are too high, regardless. Even on Walmart.com, the price is double what we can afford. This one, I think, ends up to be $269 plus tax. You got 3 months to bring it back. That's what I like about Walmart refurbished computers. On Best Buy, you only got 30 days. So we just barely had this computer, I think, less than a week. And, you know, you put your personal information in, and if you can't get the computer to work, I don't know. And also the Dell 5400 had a fingerprint on the power button. There is no documentation on that computer. I guess the refurbished don't come with documentation. It's something to do with your fingerprint, but I don't think that would stop it from making it go on, because there was no setup for that. Like I say, there's no documentation on it. We didn't bother downloading the book. We probably can after we get the other one, assuming it doesn't come with anything. If you get a rebox, usually you get the manual, but you got to pay 2 to 3 times, so you can't get one under $600-700 and on up. You know, so that's just the way it is. And Best Buy, well, I was told you could just bring it there and they'll take care of it. Well, they're not going to take care of it free of charge. They're not. They charge $60, or it's either $60 or $65 to extend the RAM on an open box laptop computer, plus the cost of the RAM. And you know they're going to mark it up list price. So it's got to be well over $100 to do that. And then if it don't work out, well, you paid all that money out for the RAM and everything, and they only give you 30 days guarantee on it. So Walmart is the best for that, but it's a crapshoot. And personally, I think the refurbished computers at any of these places, and I looked on eBay too, those say eBay refurbished. They don't say factory refurbished, they say refurbished by eBay. So you probably got some John Doe from Idaho that's going to take and blow it out with an air gun without opening it up, clean off the hard drive, install a new operating system, and throw it in the box and send it to you. The same way with Walmart.com. When we started buying computers, all desktop computers were refurbished by a company that Walmart.com uses called Joy Systems, J-O-Y. They don't have that anymore. It just says refurbished, but it does not tell you who refurbished it. Nothing on the computer, no stickers or anything. The only thing that's on it is either Windows 10 Pro or Windows 11. That's all there is. Nothing else. So Walmart has changed. But you get a 90-day, so we had until September, don't remember, 90 days from the day we bought it to bring it back. Well, we weren't going to fart around with it. We sent it back right away. I brought it to the local Walmart store. We had to print out some pages of the return because she bought it online, and they took it back. We had the box all sealed up, and the guy had to cut it open and said, I just sealed that. Well, we have to inspect it. So how do I know they're going to seal it up, or somebody in the store? You don't know. But the biggest thing is SBC Global is active, and it'll be active for several weeks. My wife don't dare. I asked her tonight. I said, you want to change your password in SBC Global? Oh, no. I don't want to screw that up. Because she tried to unsync it from her desktop. Unsync the Dell Latitude 5400 that we sent back. She lost everything on the computer. And she had a hell of a time getting it back in. No, we don't do these things. We just hope for the best and hope nobody touches that. I'm hoping they'll just go in and clean it off. Then we don't have to worry about it. If I could do a factory reset, I would have had her do it, or I'd do it somehow. I never done one before. I'm stupid when it comes to computers. It's getting nice in here now. So she's got to use her phone, which is very difficult for her. You get stuff popping up and everything else. But she can use her phone better than I can. I gave up. I try to get the weather, the news on the phone, and you click on it like, the Channel 3 weather or the Channel 30 weather, whatever it is. I got different apps in there, and all you get is ads. You got to sit through the ads. I just close them out, check my voicemail, no voicemail, shut the phone off. That's all. So, pretty useless for me. But I was looking on YouTube, and I was looking on Google. I said, I asked, what is better, a tablet or a laptop computer? And hands down, laptop computer. The tablets are limited in memory and this and that. But the fact that Tommy has a Nextbook 10 or 11-inch tablet that was given to him with Android 11. They will not take tablets. Android tablets will not take SBC, Global, AT&T, Yahoo, Mail. So you've got to use a laptop. And besides, my wife is used to a keyboard and not, she's using it on a phone, but it's very hard, it's small. And then she borrows Tommy's tablet to get going. I got an old Ziki with Lollipop in it. That probably wouldn't even work. And it has the old Wi-Fi key code in it. And it's too old to be used. And I am not going to go out and buy something like that. If I was to buy a computer, I would stay with Windows 10. Because that's just the way it is. But my feeling is maybe Windows 11 is too much for that computer. Granted, the battery's probably crap the bed. Maybe that's why it's running hot. You're getting a lot of heat out of those side vents. There's only vents on the side. There's a few underneath, I guess, but really hot air comes out of that whole bottom of the computer on the left side as you're looking at the computer and using it. And the vents is very hot coming out. I wouldn't say hot enough to burn you or melt the plastic, but it is very hot, not warm. And I've had a few laptops. I've got Windows 7 in here, 32-bit. I've got Windows XP in here. They don't run hot like that. So it's probably, the computer's too old to run Windows 11. That's my feeling, is my guess. And remember, I'm only guessing. So, my opinion is like bungholes. Everybody's got one. And when a computer won't boot up, you can't do a reset on it. And I'm not taking the back off of that and taking the battery out and see if it'll run without the battery and do the reset. I can't do things like that. You mess around with the back of the computers and you avoid the warranty. There's no stickers on the back. There's nothing on that computer. Nothing. Who refurbished it or nothing. I think what happens is that Walmart.com's refurbished computers are no longer being done by Joy Systems. I think what they do is they just clean them off cosmetically, put new operating systems in them. Don't bother checking the battery because it costs them. They won't make any money if they have to buy an $80 battery. And send them out as refurbished. Hell, I could do that, So this one we're getting says like new condition, long battery life. I'm not sure, I think it was like 12 hours or something. However, the reviews on that on Google, I just did a Google review on it, only one review site, I didn't check everything, says the battery life isn't that great. So, hey, the Dell Latitude claimed 12 hours of battery life, but when she bought that one, it said 3-hour battery life. So you'd think that you would get 3 hours out of it. It may be designed new for 12 hours under normal use, not video editing, but normal use. But alright, so you get 3 hours out of it. We can live with that. I've seen laptops refurbished that are only 1 hour battery use. What the hell is good is that? And I'm so aggravated looking and finding trying to find what I'm looking for. I see Chromebooks over and over and over. I didn't even put that in the search, but that's what's showing up. I've seen one Chromebook that had a 64 gigabyte hard drive. Well, that's small, but I don't know, maybe you'd be better off with one of those damn things. I don't know. They're not much good. You can't use them for anything. From what I was told, they're web-based. You can't render videos on it because they're just too slow. I think they got a 1 gig processor in it. My tablet has more than that. So, you can't do that. Maybe with Linux, you can. I don't know. I don't know anything about Linux, and I don't want to know. Alright, so that's the update here on this 4th of July. And, so I'm not sure when that's coming in. But that's the story there.